Alright guys, so today is the Daytona 500. So if you guys are NASCAR fans, like I am, let me know down in the comments below who your pick is to win the Daytona 500. So as a lot of you know, we were down in Columbus last weekend for the Columbus Fishing Expo, and we were hanging out in the Bugsy's Baits booth. Let me tell you guys a little bit about Bugsy. We met him, I think it was 3 years ago now, at the Fishing Expo when we had our own booth set up for Bass Yakgadget TV. It was directly across from us. And Trent and I agreed right away that Bugsy made some seriously nice baits for a price that anybody could afford. So Trent and Bugsy stayed in touch. They're both from Michigan, and it's kind of worked their way into a deal now where we are going to try to help Bugsy get his name out there a little bit. So please, if you guys are interested in any of the stuff you see today that I'm about to show you, go check out Bugsy's Baits. So in the booth, we met a ton of people, but I also want to take a moment real quick to shout out these two boys right here. They call themselves the Rod Squad. I'll link their Instagram handle in the description below, and I'll link their video that they came out with in the description below. Guys, these kids are the future of fishing. I love seeing kids get involved in the outdoors because they remind me just like I was. I was hanging out with my dad at all the tackle shows and all the outdoor shows, knew all of his buddies, and it was just an awesome experience. It's why I'm doing what I am doing today, is because I got to do stuff like that growing up. So if you guys could please go check out their channel, go check out their Instagram page and help them get started, I'd greatly appreciate it. So let's show you guys a little bit of the stuff that I brought home from Bugsy's booth. The first one is these right here. Everybody loves a good fluke. Everyone loves a good split tail. I throw these on the back of my chatterbaits a lot, actually. It gives it a very nice erratic action, especially when the bass start feeding up in the springtime. This is one of my favorite baits to throw. You can wacky rig them, you can drop shot them, you can do just about anything with a fluke. So if you haven't thrown something like this, do it. What are you waiting for? And as you can see, that color right there imitates a bait fish perfectly. The second bait that I want to show you guys that I fished a ton in 2019, and I can't wait to get to work with it again in 2020, is his jointed sick minnow. Now this thing is drop shot gold. As you can see, that tail works really well, especially if you rig it sideways like that. That's a tip that Trent taught me. I normally rig it up and down so the tail just gets a little bit of action, but when them fish get really aggressive, rigging it like that is a great option. But I also fish these on a Ned rig, and I will drop them for crappie every now and then. If you guys are in big schools of crappie that are feeding up on bait fish, these things work awesome. I have some footage from last year that I haven't shown yet. Maybe I'll roll in some clips now. So there you have it. If you need a bait, perfect drop shot, Ned rig, stuff like that, go grab yourself some of the jointed sick minnows. Now, one of Bugsy's new baits that he's coming out with 2020 is one of everybody's favorites. It's a simple trick worm style 6-inch finesse worm, and this one is in the Tilapia Magic. So it's green pumpkin, but it's got a ton of flake in there. This thing is great for clear water, stained water, anywhere you want to fish it. This thing is going to be a dream. Throw it on a shaky head, throw it on a drop shot if you really want to get a big bite going, or, you know, there's real no wrong way to rig these things. So pick some of these up if you're interested. And then the newest thing that he just had at the show is these guys right here. Everybody loves the Textile swim bait. These ones are the 2.8-inch ones. But the thing that he's doing with his baits is, I've noticed the noses are a lot more durable. It's one thing I can't stand about fishing finesse swim baits is you get them and the noses just fall apart instantly. He uses a special molding process on those so the heads are a little bit more durable than the rest of the body. So you still get a really nice action on the baits, but you don't sacrifice a lot of strength. They're still heavily salted. They're loaded with anise, I think he said, as well too. So that's going to help get some fish attractant in the water. But definitely, if you like fishing finesse swim baits, go check those things out. Alright guys, next up is our buddy Nick Fulks at Fulk's Custom Cranks. If you guys haven't seen any of his work yet, you need to go check it out. You're missing out on some awesome stuff. But instead of me talking about it, let's just jump to Nick showing you what he does.
Hey guys, it's Nick with Fulk's Custom Cranks. We're here at the Columbus Fishing Expo showing off some of our new stuff this year. We make a square bill. It's a little different than what most people throw. It's a one-knocker square bill. Is that the mic right there? Yeah. It's a one-knocker. Everyone has rattling, everyone has side, but no one really has that one knocker. Right. That's what we specialize in, especially in Ohio, a lot of the dirty water. If you like a black and blue jig, we do a black and blue square bill. If you like a green pumpkin purple, we do a soft plastic beaver flip bait. Green pumpkin purple. Watermelon red, everyone's favorite Cinco color. Absolutely. Green pumpkin orange, another good color, especially smallmouth. Stuff like that. If you like any color really on soft plastic, we probably got a crankbait to match it for you. We just do stuff you can't go to Bass Pro Shops or Cabela's and find it. So that's what we try to do, and we repaint your own baits too. If you have baits that are beat up, you want new paint jobs on, we have to put a fresh coat of paint on for you and hook you up. So appreciate it.
So guys, let me show you some of my favorite baits from Nick at Fulk's Custom Cranks. This one right here is one of his silent crankbaits. So all you're hearing is the rattle from the split rings there. And this one is in a matte shad color. So you've got a little bit of purple on the back, nice and translucent on the side, a little bit of white on the belly. This thing is a clear water killer, especially if you fish heavily pressured waters. This thing stays with me all year long. This thing never leaves my box. Now, to go to the complete opposite end of the spectrum, it's this guy right here. Everybody loves a Fire Tiger crankbait, especially if you fish a lot of stained water, and this one is one of the one knockers that he was talking about. These things are absolutely killer because the fish just don't see that kind of bait very often. So if you fish square bills, get you some. And the last bait I want to show you guys from Nick is something that I actually had him paint custom for me. That's this guy right here. It's a Rapala Ripstop, or Rapala, however you want to say it. And this one is in a green gizzard pattern. But I wanted it more to imitate the emerald shiners that we have in Lake Erie. And this is when I throw this thing, it's only in Lake Erie. So as you can see, we got that green on the back there. Roll around to the sides. You can see all the detail in that paint right there. And then obviously white on the belly, a little bit of yellow on the throat. This thing is a Lake Erie killer. Anytime I go up there, this thing's on one of my rods. Next up, guys, is our buddy Darren Green, the director of sales for Line Cutterz, showing you guys exactly how the Line Cutterz stuff works.
Hey guys, this is Darren with Line Cutterz. We're at our booth. We are in Columbus, Ohio, showing off our products. So what we had done is we invented products that are called fishing line. Started out with a ring that either can be worn, or what you can do is take this. You can actually mount your ring on the back side of your rod. So you never have to use fingernail clippers, knife, scissors, any of that stuff. Now the cool thing about our product, it allows you to cut braided fishing line like a hot knife through butter. So you can take Power Pro braided fishing line, you bring it through on any of our products, and it's going to be completely clean. There's no more fraying. Now you can take, that's 40, not that anybody would need to, but we have companies using our products on a 150-pound braided fishing line. You can bring it through again, our products, and it's completely clean. Fingernail clippers, scissors, and knives aren't going to do that. So after our ring, now we have a brand new flat mount. This is going to have a ceramic blade in it. So you'll be able to see this on boats, kayaks, tackle boxes. We have a ceramic blade on there, so it's going to be white. So that same 150-pound line is literally, I mean, it's insane. Nothing else on the market's going to do that for you. So our brand new product is our zipper pole. So this will be able to attach to, say, like a lanyard, same ceramic blade, or even like a jacket, bibs, waders, tackle bag, you name it. It's completely safe. You'll never cut yourself. So whether you're on a boat, kayak, fishing from shore, all of our products are going to excel over any fishing tool that you have. Scissors, snips. You don't want to take a knife out, it's going to cut you for sure. So with any of our products, you can cut all your line, be completely safe, and you never have to sharpen them.
Guys, it's to the point now where I don't leave home without any Line Cutterz products with me. I have the rings on my rods, I have the zipper pole on my rain gear and on my tackle bag that I take out whenever I'm just bank fishing. And I will have their new hybrid cutter that's going to be coming out soon that combines everything we love about snips and clippers and line cutter stuff all in one. You guys need to check that one out. I know they posted about it on Facebook, maybe on Instagram as well too, but do yourself a favor and go check that thing out. Now, we also caught up with the guys over at Old Fart Lures. Those guys are making some seriously cool stuff, and I had to show it off. So here we go.
This is Old Fart Lures booth at booth 419. We got hand-tied jigs. We got copper wiring. All of them are hand-tied. It's half silicone, half living rubber. Silicone is shiny, lays flat. Living rubber poofs up in the water. It's very lifelike in the water. All of our heads are powder coated. We got premium mustad hooks. We got swim bait heads. These are also powder coated and they've got premium hooks. We got the double barbs, keeping all your baits hold up tight. We got Ned rigs. We got the short shank. I'm sorry, that's the long shank. Now we got the short shank. That long shank really gives you a lot more for the fish to bite on and hold on tight. We got a lot better hookup ratios with the long shank hooks. Come check us out at the Old Fart Lures booth 419.
So guys, the first time that I actually heard about Old Fart Lures was from watching Trent beat one of their jigs to death on the concrete floor at the Columbus Fishing Expo when we were down there that year when we met Bugsy. And I'm not gonna lie, I was shocked because I had bought a competitor's jig just to test it out, and let's just say I think it made it 3 flips down the concrete floor and the finish was gone. Trent made it 40 before they started to notice any chipping on that powder coat finish. So if you guys are looking for some seriously durable jigs, swim bait heads, anything like that, go check out the dudes over at Old Fart Lures. You won't be disappointed. The last company that I have to shout out today is Yak Gadget. Those guys are doing some really cool stuff. We actually stopped over to chat with them because they are rogue fishing dealers. So any of the leashes or the phone tether, anything like that, you can actually find it from Rogue Fishing over at Yak Gadget. But they're also making some really cool stuff of their own. They came out with a Kayak Crate that I think is the coolest thing I've seen in a long time, and I'm going to put up pictures here. It's tilted forward, so that way it's a whole lot easier to actually access your boxes. It's a brilliant idea, and I don't know why any of the big players haven't thought about doing something like this yet. But I'm glad to see somebody finally did. If I were to buy a crate for any of my kayaks, that would be the one. And after a short while of hanging out and chatting about business and kayaks and all the stuff like that, they gave us 2 of their kayak flags for free, and these things are durable. These are seriously built kayak flags. My Jackson ones are good quality, especially for a factory thing, but they're falling apart after all the miles that we've put on them. So while I'm still going to fly those with pride to show some of the travels we've done in the past, I'm also going to throw these on there as well too, just to make sure that we stay legal and we stay visible. But I love going to shows. I love catching up with all of our old friends. I love meeting new people and seeing new products. The fishing industry, especially the kayak industry, is booming right now, and if you aren't in on it, you're missing out. So guys, with that said, I'm going to go in and watch that Daytona 500 and hope to see Hendrick Motorsports bring home a W. Until next time, I'm Mike Paletto with Bass Yakgadget TV. You guys have a good one.